know that feeling when you're explaining yourself for the third time to someone who was never really listening? Your voice gets tired, your chest feels tight, and somewhere in the middle of your own sentence, you realize this person already made up their mind before you spoke. That moment right there holds a quiet lesson most people spend years learning the hard way. There is an old story about the Buddha. A man came to him, furious, and hurled insults at him for a long time. The Buddha simply listened, calm and still. When the man finished, the Buddha asked him a simple question. If you offer a gift and someone refuses it, who does the gift belong to? The man said it would still belong to him. The Buddha smiled and said the same is true for anger and blame. If you do not accept it, it stays with the one who offered it. This is where real peace begins, not in proving yourself, but in knowing what belongs to you and what does not. Some people have already closed their minds about you. You can see it in their eyes before you even start talking. No matter what proof you bring, no matter how gently you speak, their opinion was formed long before this conversation. Explaining to a closed mind is like pouring tea into a cup that is already full. It only spills over and wastes your energy. The wise thing is not to argue louder, it is to quietly stop pouring. Then there are people who do not live your life, yet feel entitled to grade it. They see one photo, one choice, one bad day, and build a whole story around it. But they were not there for your sleepless nights or your quiet victories. A monk once said, judging someone without knowing their path is like judging a tree by one fallen leaf. You do not owe your whole forest to someone who only saw a leaf. Family can be the hardest of all. Sometimes the people who raised you compare you to a cousin, a neighbor, or a childhood friend who seems to be doing better. Every visit turns into another silent test. But your worth was never meant to be measured against someone else's timeline. Even the Buddha taught that comparison is one of the quiet roots of suffering. You stop drowning the moment you stop swimming in someone else's race. Some friends only show up to question your choices, not to understand them. They ask why you left that job, why you ended that relationship, why you are still figuring things out. But real friendship listens before it judges. If someone cannot sit with your uncertainty without criticizing it, they were never holding space for you. They were only holding a mirror to their own fears. There are people who ask questions not to understand you, but to catch you. You can feel the trap before you even answer. Whatever you say gets twisted later and used against you in some other conversation. Buddhist teaching often compares this to touching fire that keeps burning your hand. If it hurts every single time, the lesson is not to touch it again, no matter how normal it starts to feel. Strangers on screens deserve even less of your explanation. They see 10 seconds of your life and build a full opinion out of nothing. They do not know your mornings, your fears, or your quiet effort. The Buddha once compared clinging to the opinions of strangers to holding sand tightly in your fist. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips through your fingers and disappears. Think about the people who never explained anything to you when you needed it most. The ones who left without a word, who hurt you and vanished into silence. Now ask yourself why you feel the need to explain everything to people just like them. Healing does not mean giving endless answers to people who once gave you none. Sometimes peace means simply closing that same door softly. Some people are drowning in their own pain and unknowingly pull others down with them. They criticize your growth because your growth reminds them of what they have not done yet. This is not really about you. It is about the war happening quietly inside them. There is a gentle Buddhist idea that suffering people often throw their pain outward the way a wounded animal snaps at the hand trying to help it. You can feel compassion for them without staying close enough to get bitten again. There are relationships that used to matter, but the closeness has quietly faded now. Maybe it was an old friend, a former partner, or someone from years ago. You may still feel a strange pull to explain your life to them, as if their approval still holds weight. But some doors are meant to stay closed once they close. Nothing wrong happened. People simply grow into different seasons. You do not need to keep explaining summer to someone who already left for winter.
Some people collect your words like ammunition. Something you say today may be repeated back to you months later, twisted just enough to hurt. Around people like this, silence becomes your safest and wisest language. There is a well-known Buddhist story about two monks crossing a river. One of them carried a distressed woman across, then set her down and walked on. Later, the other monk kept asking why he did something forbidden. The first monk simply said, "I set her down by the river. Why are you still carrying her?" Sometimes people carry your old words far longer than you ever intended to. There are also people who need you to stay small so they can feel comfortable around you. Your growth quietly threatens the version of you they got used to controlling or understanding. When you explain your changes to them, they twist it into arrogance or rebellion. But your evolution was never meant to ask for anyone's permission. A candle does not explain its light to those who prefer the dark. And sometimes the loudest voice demanding explanation is your own inner critic. That harsh internal voice keeps asking why you are not further along, why you made that mistake, why you are still healing. But even the Buddha taught that clinging to guilt over the past feeds unnecessary suffering in the present. You are allowed to release yourself from a courtroom you built inside your own mind. There is a quiet kind of strength in choosing silence over explanation. Silence does not mean weakness. It means you finally understand where your energy belongs. Every time you explain yourself to the wrong person, you hand them a small piece of your peace. And every time you stay calm and quiet instead, you keep that peace for yourself. This is not about becoming cold or distant to the world. It is about becoming clear on who has actually earned access to your heart and your story. Some conversations deserve depth. Some deserve nothing but a gentle nod and a closed door. Wisdom is knowing the difference without guilt weighing you down. Before you go, sit with this thought for a moment. The Buddha once said that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer from it. The same is true for over-explaining yourself to people who were never meant to understand you. You are not obligated to make everyone comfortable with your truth. Some people will simply have to wonder, and that quiet mystery is allowed to be enough.